After making the Awashi and Rent a Girlfriend videos, I realized I can probably expand or do follow-up videos on older content. So I scrolled down and all the way at the bottom, as one of my first videos, I saw my To Your Eternity video. In that video I was talking about Pioran, however the fuck you say her name, and how important she was to the first season and all that other shit. I'm not making this video to talk about her, I already said all there is to be said about her, but there's something else I want to talk about To Your Eternity related. It's gonna come out like a month from now. It's coming in like October, with all the other heavy hitting shows for the year. I don't know why, but a lot of shit is coming out at once in that month. Those niggas are just coming in like the Avengers, and are making this a good ass anime year in the second half. It went kind of incognito after it ended, but the first season was really good. It's a little bit underappreciated if I'm being honest. It's the first anime to come with a completely new concept in a while. You got shit like Chainsaw Man, and stuff like that's really good, but it's retakes of old formulas at the end of the day. There's lots of animes being innovative. They're all mostly building on what was already there for the most part. Like think back to the last time you watched an anime that was generally a new idea, not bouncing off older ones or reinventing them.
飼い主の務めですからね。今ここで潰しちゃいましょうか。無様ですね。本物の変態です。美味しいですか？自分のは。
Nigga, grape isn't a fresh idea. I hate to bring the bad news. I remember when people were going crazy over Redo when it first came out. If you really looked at it, watched it, and really thought it was some groundbreaking shit, you weren't having a revelation, you're just down bad. I can't really think of any recent animes that are that unique, or not comparable to anything else. To Your Eternity is a genuine fresh idea no one thought about before. I don't think anybody can copy it either cause it's that unique. Like how nobody can make a similar copy of JoJo, with all the bloodlines or any of that other shit. I mean you could technically, but you'll get caught out on it and get jumped by the JoJo community. If someone really did try to make their own JoJo, they'll probably get their shit cancelled. If somebody made an anime about having humanoid spirits that follow you around behind your back, niggas would be on their ass. Oh shit. That and the fact they need to be at least somewhat innovative to make another version of it and have it be good. That's why we see so many niggas flock to isekais and remake their own versions of it. The template and everything's already there for you to follow. You just rename the black haired kid and give him a different harem. You don't need to think that outside the box for isekai to be successful. If you made a JoJo ripoff, you still need to be kind of creative for it to be not shit. For JoJo, it's every part trying to be unique to itself and be self-defining. No JoJo arc feels overshadowed by another. People are gonna have their favorites, but every arc is substantial but also completely different. I don't know how to be honest, cause half the show is a JoJo versus Dio, or some multiverse version of him. If you break it down, a lot of them have the same formula generally, but every arc has a different MC with a different personality type and a different main cast to go with them. The Passione group has a completely different vibe than, let's say, the Part 3 group, even though both of them are traveling long distances. Jonathan would probably not fuck with Giorno if they somehow met, because of how straight-laced he is. He wouldn't fuck with the Mafia. Every arc is its own entity but intertwined at the same time. What made To Your Eternity so different was the concept of following a mortal from inception. It's one of those simple idea, complicated execution type of things. To Your Eternity is actually kinda set up the same as JoJo in a way. I thought it was intentional, but it's kinda the same. Both animes have you follow a story that's literally over centuries. They created what I think is fundamentally the perfect main character in an anime. And that's not saying Fushi's my favorite MC out of all the anime I've seen, cause he definitely isn't. I mean he's a pretty good MC, but he's not someone I think about when I hear all-time MCs. I mean biases aside, no matter what kind of MC you enjoy, he's like the ideal main character, but he's also not a good match for every anime, or most of them actually. For most animes he wouldn't fit in at all. Fushi can theoretically and literally be changed into anything the author wants, midway through the story. No other anime can replicate it, because you can't just have your MC change their personality type out of nowhere. As long as the author gives Fushi the right place and setting, he can mold him to anything he wants, because if you wanted to oversimplify it, the story is about seeing Fushi react to the shit going on around him. He was always changing and adapting personality wise. For the first season he already went through a couple of changes. He went from being a rock, to being a bigger rock, to fox shit, to another rock, to a rock with fox shit on it, and then eventually turned into a wolf. And then later into Fushi, then he started to get a grasp on humanity and learning traits from humans he meets. Every part of his existence is broken into parts, and you can see it physically by the people he hangs out with in each part. He was with the white haired kid in the Arctic first, then he was with a Native American girl, then the blonde kid, and now he's been living by himself for like the last 40 years on an island. They never gave a time frame, but the time he's been on Earth could easily be centuries. I mean the time he's been a straight up human is probably 40 to 60 years, but that nigga looked like he was a rock for a while at the start. I think he was probably wandering as a wolf for a while too, before he met the white haired kid. Both have long form stories, but the difference is one person experiencing decades and centuries, versus generations of people experiencing decades worth of family history. Fushi went from having the personality of a rock, to then having an innocent kid type of personality, and where the anime ended, he looks like he's going through a reality check phase. In the manga, he's probably nothing like how he is in the anime right now. And it makes sense with him being able to change into anything and everything, on top of the fact that he's getting life experiences infinitely, so the way he thinks is gonna change the entire way. I hope the second season makes the series blow up, cause it gets a lot less credit than it deserves. I got a comment about a guy who was tired of animes being the same, and just stopped watching animes entirely. If you're in that boat or about to get on it, you should definitely watch it. I really doubt you've seen anything similar to it. If you enjoyed, go watch some of my other shit about anime. That's all I have to say though. Peace.